Hello, Shadow Travelers. Beginning this week, instead of pulling tarot cards, I'll be pulling one card every week from the Dark Mirror Oracle deck, which focuses on shadow work. I define shadow work as any type of spiritual and practical work designed to pinpoint our wounds, identify our issues, and accept them lovingly and without judgment, so that we can find ways to integrate them into our whole selves and thus live a congruent, functional life with enough peace of mind that allows us to be the best and most powerful versions of ourselves. I akin this to befriending our demons so that we can rule our world. While many issues cannot be solved, much less healed or wiped away as if they'd never happened, it is my utmost belief that by shining a light on the dark corners of our minds and spirits, we can at least let go of the shame and the guilt, we can let the pain out, and thus we can recover control of our present. Our Dark Mirror card for the week of November 15, 2021 is the number 32, Today for Tomorrow. It coincidentally happens to be or represent the full moon, and it has several themes that correspond to the stage of acceptance, such as the notion of sacrifice, this dichotomy of the past versus the future, regret versus remorse, making choices, difficult ones, and the constant wondering of what if. We always long for one of two versions of ourselves that exist only in our minds, that of who we once were and that of who we wish to become in the future. We hardly ever bestow proper attention, care, time, and love onto who we are right now, in this moment. We are always wondering what would have happened if we had taken a different course of action from the one we chose, or what will happen in the future if we decide to go through X path rather than Y. When we are working, we wish we were on vacation, whereas when we're relaxing, chilling out, doing nothing, we often feel guilty and wonder if we might not be better off doing something or creating something or just making money. All of these dichotomies, these contradictions, are human, but when we permanently succumb to these states of mind, we are poisoning our present and we are losing sight of it entirely. This leads to feeling out of control and powerless. We don't need to sacrifice our present by punishing ourselves with endless wonderings about what would have been, and we certainly are not required to renounce to present pleasure for the sake of a hypothetical perfect future in which we might finally be someone. We are already someone right now. This Friday we'll have a beautiful moon, full moon, and an eclipse, which is an excellent opportunity to let go of all these questions and wonderings about things that we wish we had done or said differently in our past. And also, it's a good time to stop placing such a heavy burden on our future and on our future selves. Let's please give ourselves the gift of presence, of freedom from the past, and hope for the future. While it's true that maybe none of us feel like we would like to feel at this moment, and none of us are who we'd really like to be right now, the very fact that we are here is the seed of our lives right at this moment, and that means there is always possibility and there is always hope. For shadow work, I think that it's an excellent moment to do something that is really uncomfortable to you, that you had always wanted to do, but didn't because you felt that you had to sacrifice your current happiness in the sake of something else. Or maybe you were like punishing yourself for something that you didn't do right in the past. Let go of that and use the full moon to do something that makes you a little uncomfortable. And once you do it, you can take note of how this made you feel, what this brought into your life. Of course, I am talking about uh, nothing that places you like in risk physically or spiritually, but just, to uh, step, take one step closer towards that cliff. Uh, and at the bottom of that cliff, rather than, a tragic ending, there is freedom and there is hope and there is self realization. This is all like a metaphor, of course. You probably will soar to new heights that you never even thought they were possible. Thank you so much for joining me for the first week in the shadow reading, and I really look forward to continue pulling a weekly shadow card for you. This beautiful deck is the Dark Mirror Oracle cards by Ricardo Minetti and Laura Sava. It's the one that I will be using in the foreseeable future, but I may also mix it up a little bit in the not too distant future. So I really look forward to explore shadow work through oracle cards with you, and I hope you have an amazing week. Enjoy the full moon, embrace it, and let's meet next week here. Thank you.